Let's have at it. Oh, there we are. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Have At It, episode 29. My name is Ben Cornett. And as you know, each and every Friday nights on Have At It, we just talk about anything. We shoot the breeze, drink a cold one, and we just get down and boogie. Do they still do that? Can you still say get down and boogie? Or is that like a 90s term that I'm still stuck in? Anyway, so um, originally I've been really busy at work, so I didn't know if I was going to do a show tonight. That's why I pretty much I didn't put it out there. I wasn't too sure yet. I didn't know how late I was going to be working, but luckily I was able to get on. I kind of wanted to anyway because it's been a hectic day for me, really a hectic week. So and this is kind of my, let's just say, therapy. My little couch trip, as you if you will. Just things are just so hectic out there in the world, and you want to just need to wind down. A lot of people like to relax. A lot of people, some like don't even want to do a show, but for me, I'm like, you know what? Why not, man? You know, it would have been easy for me to say, screw it. You know, I'll just wait till next week. But like, nah. I want to get on for a little bit. I don't know how long I'll be on here tonight, but I want to be on here to talk to you for a little bit. So, what's going on, everybody? What is going on? Um, if anybody wants to come on, as you know, every Friday night, as a rule for this show, we do. I do put the Streamyard uh, thing up there. It's in the comments section right now. If you guys want to have at it with me, and let's just do it. So, Sean Spencer, what's up, Ben? What's up, Sean? How you guys doing tonight? I know you guys are doing the NFL edition. That's cool. Um, I sorry I couldn't make it on the show. You guys had a really early start, so I was still at work. I just got off work a little while ago, so yeah, my apologies. I know last night I made up for it with Let's Buck with Ben, since we didn't have an NFL edition. But yeah, that show went pretty good. I was happy, got some pretty good views on it. So thank you guys again for coming on. Last night's show, unexpected, kind of like tonight. Well, it's not really unexpected, but I think the only thing that was unexpected was me putting up a post advertising the show tonight. I do apologize for that again because I was not sure with my work schedule that I was going to be able to do this show, but luckily I got out, got off late, but at the same time, what the heck, let me do this show for a little bit, kind of owe it to you guys. So yeah, this is episode 29 of Have At It, man. Where has the time flown, huh? Seems like we started yesterday. Um, Man, 29th episode. I don't know how good this episode's going to be, but what the hell? Let's do it. Um, like I said, we talk about anything on this show. So um, right now, I just turned on the, as you know, the summer league, the NBA summer league's out here. Um, the Spurs are playing. Victor Wembanyama is on the court, and uh, from what I've seen so far, looks great. Looks really good. Ray Kennedy, what's up, my man? Tampa Bay Ray in the house. Hey ho, Ben. Hey ho, Mr. Kennedy. How are you, sir? Tonight, if you want to hop in, Mr. Kennedy, be my guest. I put the link in the comment section, so let's do it. Do it. Sean Spencer, what do you think about Brittany Spats getting slapped by her bodyguard? Yeah, let's talk about that. So what happened? I believe it was the Planet Hollywood yesterday. According to the reports that I read, that she tried to grab Wembanyama tried to get his attention, and instead the cop or security, not a cop, it was security for Wembanyama, I'm assuming. Um, they said he slapped her, but reports came out today that it was actually, according to the police, the Las Vegas Metro Police Department, it was actually Brittany accidentally hit herself. Yeah, it's what they said. The LVMPD said that. Wow, hit herself. Um, look, man. I mean, Brittany's a celebrity, right? I mean, she should know what she should know better. Like, I'm sure fans have or people have grabbed onto her, and she didn't like that. So I get it, but yeah. Ray Kennedy. Oops, she did it again. Yeah, I know. She's done a lot. She's done a lot, Mr. Kennedy, for sure. And Sean Spencer, bring Officer Farva to explain this. Officer Rod Farva is he's on assignment right now. There's a lot of cars, a lot of speeding going on. I'm sure he's had to pull out a few tickets. So we're gonna give Mr. Farva his time to do his job, and I'm sure he'll be back on, very soon. One of these days, maybe we'll bring him on this show, Sean. From a police officer perspective, yeah, I don't know. We'll have to ask Trooper Rod Farva. He might, I don't know. See, he mainly patrols the roads. He's a guy that writes up the tickets. I don't think he has too much experience in celebrity security issues. So I would say that Mr. Farva his expertise is riding that bike, and he sees you going more than the speed limit. That's when you'll meet him, and he'll write you up. So yeah, but it would be interesting to hear from him. So yeah, I mean, come on, Brittany should know better. Like, I get it. Wembanyama's 7'3". He's a giant among among men. He, in all seriousness, he's 19 years old. He's a young guy. You got to remember, this guy's only 19. He's not even old enough to even drink. Real quick, Nathan Snell. Did something happen to the show that was live? It literally glitched. I don't know. How's is my show? Are you talking about this show, Nathan? Because, it's. I don't think it's glitching from my end. The show with Johnny. Oh, okay. That's the NFL edition. Oh, okay. There was a glitch. I didn't even know. I haven't even checked. I got home just a little while ago, and I prepped for this show, so I'm not sure. Maybe Sean will. I think Sean was on. Oh, excuse me. I think Sean was on the show tonight. No, it was NFL edition. Okay. Nathan says, "You're fine. I can see and hear perfectly." Okay. Okay. Thank you, Nathan. And Nathan, by the way, thank you for tuning in. Nathan, I want to get to you real quick. Since you cover the WNBA, I just want to say condolences to Nikki McCray. She passed away yesterday. I think it was yesterday or early today. She was 53 or 54 or 58, I think. Yeah, so that's a very unfortunate. She played in the WNBA with the Mystics. And yes, she was one of the greatest. So yeah, rest in peace, Nikki. Yeah, it's too bad, man. It's tough. Too young. So I just thought, since Nathan covers the WNBA, give a shout out. Not a happy shout out, but a respectful one to one of the greatest, like you said, Nathan. And yes, a pioneer for the women, absolutely. Very good player, man. Uh, and think she was coaching at Old Dominion, right, Nathan? If I'm not mistaken, or she was the coach there recently. So I know she was battling breast cancer a couple years ago. So yeah, she had some health issues, but um, yeah, just it's too bad, man. I think one of Asia Wilson, she had a beautiful tweet. She had a tweet because I think she worked with Nikki McRae. She knew her; they worked together. Helped her, develop her game a little bit. She was at South Carolina, I believe. So yeah, they were very close, and yeah, just again, our condolences out to Nikki McRae's family. Um, just a tough loss. It's always a tough loss when somebody passes. So rest in peace. And yeah, so that's been a lot of news this week in basketball. That, unfortunately, and the whole Brittany thing with Victor Wembanyama. Again, I'll go back to it. Come on, leave the kid. If you want to, you have connections, Brittany. Why don't your people meet with his people and have a get together or something? But don't grab him or. I mean, for Victor Wembanyama, he's 19. I mentioned this earlier. This is a young kid. This is new to him. Coming over from France. Now you're in the limelight, the NBA in America. Um, that's a huge step. So, Nathan, so I haven't followed this story. What happened? Well, yesterday, I believe it was Planet Hollywood, where uh, Britney Spears was there and Victor Wembanyama was there with his security. Obviously, I think that's probably where he's staying um, during the summer league. But she attempted to grab him, and security. At first, it was reported that security slapped Britney Spears. Well, today it came out that she actually, on accident, hit herself. I guess security either shoved her shoved her away and she hit herself, or something else happened. But the the LVPD said that she ended up hitting herself, and when it was reported, so after they did their investigation, so not only did you try to grab him and miss, but you hit yourself. you know? um, but for Brittany, I mean, come on, you're like 40, and your late 30s, early 40s. I mean, you're great in the 90s and early 2000s, but girl, you got to move on, man. So come on, leave the young cat alone. I mean, like I said, if you want to meet with them, have your people meet with his people, and you know, work it out that way. But here's the thing, and Nathan Snell says, so try to lie on him. Yeah, I think so. I think that's just more out of her being embarrassed. So she comes up with a story, you know, and it's too bad, you know. Yeah. Um, Look, Victor, again, he's 19. I know I keep saying that. He's only 19 years old. You know, they got to protect him. You know, the last thing you want is somebody to, you know, be in that limelight. He's always going to have that limelight on him. Imagine being 7'3", walking anywhere in public. I mean, you're going to get noticed. So and Victor's dealt with it. He's played pro in France, but here in the States, it's different. You're going all over the country. You're going to be traveling all over the country, year in and year out with the San Antonio Spurs, and so he's in the right place. San Antonio is a great place. Small town. It's still a fairly sized city, but you know it's an organization where they do a great job with their players. Already he's had dinner with Tony Parker. He's gone out with Tim Duncan and Manu Ginobili, Sean Elliott, David Robinson. They're kind of mentoring him, just you know, talking to him about the city and everything, talking about the Spurs organization, what they expect from them, and to represent that organization at your very best, behavior wise, on the court and off the court. So, and I think Victor Wembanyama is in a perfect position. He's in a perfect place. That's going to help him, develop and if he's as great as everybody says he is, including myself, he could be one of the next great players in NBA history. He's got that kind of talent. They're playing right now, but they're going to limit his minutes. Obviously, you don't want to play him too much. You want to see him get out there, get a taste of that NBA, even though it's summer league. You don't want him to get hurt or anything, so avoid the injuries and stuff like that. So, yeah, he's a star. He looks like a star. He plays like a star. I've seen a few of his plays. He can rebound, play defense. For a guy that tall, can run up and down the court that fast. Great ball handling skills. He's a dynamic player, and yeah, the sky's the limit. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I mean, I'm hoping that he does very well in the NBA. I mean, the pressure is enormous, and I think he knows that. So I think he's mature for his age. 19. You're not even an adult yet. You can't even drink for another 2 years legally. So, it's going to be interesting to see. It's going to be fun to watch his development, watch him, do well in this league. I can't wait. It's going to be a great journey. We were talking about LeBron James like that in 2003, when he was, 18 years old from St. Vincent, St. Mary's, so, and I said, man, it's going to be fun. We're going to follow this journey. And then here we are over 20 years later. About 20 years later, still playing at a high level for my Los Angeles Lakers. So I expect the same from Mr. Wembanyama. We're going to see this journey. It's going to be very unique, and same, just like LeBron, just like Kobe. We saw that journey and take place. Ultimately the destination is going to be, NBA championships. That's not going to happen this year. It's not going to happen next year, but, maybe 4 or 5 years from now, Wembanyama can develop and they put players around him. The Spurs organization, drafts well and also bring in free agency, free agents, who knows, man? The sky's the limit, and we shall see what happens. Again, it's going to be a fun journey, and I know Wembanyama is going to get the talk because he's the number one pick, rightfully so. But the team that the Spurs are playing tonight, the Charlotte Hornets, Brandon Miller, number 2 pick. So, again, he's, one of the better players in the draft. Him and LaMelo, we'll see how that combination works out. Should be a fun duo to watch, in Charlotte. Scoot Henderson, who unfortunately got hurt today in one of these games for the Blazers. They said it was nothing serious, but, it goes to show you that anytime an injury can happen, you don't. And really, that's the last thing Portland needs is an injury to their top rookie, especially when you're supposedly going to trade Dame. Scoot Henderson's going to be that replacement for Dame eventually. It's not if, it's just when. Because more than likely Dame's going to be traded this summer. So, yeah, you don't want to see an injury to Scoot Henderson, especially when you're trying to trade your franchise player, Dame Lillard. So, yeah, that is my NBA Summer League talk for the night there. Wow, we're already 21 minutes into the show. Pretty good. I was thinking, we might get like 15, 20 minutes, but hey. And Scott, you're actually not first tonight. Believe it or not, you were, let's see, you're number 4. So you were 4th tonight, Scott. Congratulations, by the way. Your consecutive streak of being first comes to an end this week. So Sean Spencer says, good stuff. What about SmackDown? I don't know. I did see the opener that the tribal court with Roman Reigns. He was on trial. Then he beat up Jey Uso. Again, I haven't seen much of it today, so I couldn't tell you, but I'll watch it later. We'll see what happens. The bloodline, is the bloodline through? Well, it seems like it. They're still at war with each other, so yeah, it's fun. It's fun right now to be a wrestling fan. The one thing WWE has done right has been the bloodline storyline. It's been really good. There's just so many layers to it. Just when you think they, ran out of, creativity for this storyline, now it's a civil war. It's breaking apart. And it's just fun. It's a very good story, and I've always said that as a wrestling fan, what I want is characters, storylines. To me, that's what makes wrestling great. Yeah, you got wrestling today is about the moves, the excuse me, the 5-star matches, the tope suicidas, but that's not going to draw money. It's not going to get me invested in you. What's going to make me invested in you as a wrestler? Be good on the mic, do a good promo, have a character stand out. Yes, the ring work is important, but people want to pay to see you, the character, not just the wrestler. Some people like just the wrestling, but I can tell you the majority of wrestling fans love characters, and that's important. That's the most important aspect of pro wrestling is character work. What you can do, how to present yourself to the audience. How do you do a good promo? To talk people into the seats. That's the key to being a great wrestler, a great performer. So, yeah. Sean, what are you up to early tomorrow morning? Want to talk about FSU returning players, schedules, recruits? Sean, I got to work in the morning, so I won't be available. Probably won't be available for a while on Saturdays. I'm sorry about that. But right now, my work's really busy, which is good. I'm going to get overtime and stuff. So, I'll let you know when I'm available. Probably wouldn't be for another few weeks. Let's put it that way. So, yeah, I do want to talk about Florida State and stuff, but tomorrow's, not good for me. So I apologize ahead of time, but I appreciate it. Appreciate the offer then. Yeah. No, and that's great, man. Figured out. That's fine. I'm glad you asked. That means a lot, man. From you, that means a lot because, man, you and Alex Loosemore do a great job on the Let's Talk College Football. That's every Saturdays at, I believe it's 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Pacific. It'll be on the Bend Zone, so check that out. They do a great job. Break it down. We know Alex Loosemore, Mr. Football Encyclopedia. Sean Spencer, bringing it, both guys. Alex Loosemore, Michigan Wolverines. Sean Spencer, unfortunately, North Carolina Tar Heels. No, just kidding. But yeah, they they do a great job. So check them out, and it'll be on the Ben Zone. So if you want to watch that, they bring it, man. Because college football is almost here, man. We're a little over about 6 weeks away, man. This is 6, 7 weeks, I believe. I get off. You scared? No, I'm not scared. If you get off, yeah. Okay. Tar Heels. Heels. Yeah, heel. That's a bad for a wrestling term. That's a bad guy. And speaking of heels, there's a show called Heels. It's a wrestling show that stars Stephen Arnett. Um, he plays a wrestler who owns a wrestling company, and his brother's a wrestler as well. So, and it's on Stars. Now, I don't have Stars, but I'll probably have to get my free trial and then just binge it. Um, it'll be season 2. So season 1 was really good. It had a CM Punk in it. So yeah, it's a good series. And yeah, if you're a wrestling fan, if you like those wrestling shows, check that one out if you have Stars. I don't, but I'll probably have to get it and watch it for a little bit. So yeah. Oh man, Benny Boy 702. Why did I just say my Twitter handle? Oh yeah, let me get into that. Twitter. Apparently, people or celebrities are leaving Twitter to go into a thing called Threads. It's a new social media handle. Um, I haven't done any research on that yet. Will I get Threads? Um, I'll have to check it out first. I know that seems to be the popular new social media handle um, platform, I should say. Um, right now I only have 3. Well, I have 4 actually. I got Instagram too. It's just not up on the screen there. But hold on a sec. If you do want to follow me on Instagram, that would be right here. Let me put that up there. There's my Instagram handle right there, Ben702 forever. If you don't know what Instagram is, but I'm pretty sure everybody does. Uh, it is a social media platform that shows pictures. So, and I have pictures on mine, so check it out. Instagram Ben702 forever. That is where you can find me on Instagram. And yes, I only have one Instagram account. So it's funny because there's another person that did a Instagram, used my profile for an Instagram account. And I believe it was Sean Spencer that alerted me of that in the messenger one time, I think a year ago or something like that. So anyway, typical hackers. That is my Instagram right there. So one more time, if you want to follow me on Instagram, it is Ben702 forever. So here we are. All right. So, and then right here is my Twitter handle at BennyBoys702. I will still be on Twitter, so I'm not going to leave yet. No, maybe I will, maybe I won't. But you can also catch me on YouTube. There's my YouTube channel, Ben Cornett 9015. And as you know, if you're watching on as many as you are on Facebook, it's the Ben Zone. And also, I share my. Just lost my train of thought. I share my show on my personal page. So if you're not in the Ben Zone, I don't know why, you should be. You can always watch it on my personal channel. There. What's Sean got to say now? Ben, you are often imitated but never duplicated. Lots of I appreciate that, Sean. That is, you know what? I'm gonna star that baby right there. That is a very nice comment. I like that. I like that, man. Appreciate that. See, that's respect right there. That's respect. That's Sean Spencer, like Roman Reigns. Acknowledge me. God damn it. And he has. So, yeah. Oh, man. What else do we want to talk about? Ooh. I don't know, man. I've gone radio silent. Christopher Cole, good evening, man. How you doing tonight, sir? Christopher Cole is diehard Bucks fan. He was on last night on Let's Buck with Ben. He brought it to the table. Chris, we're getting close, man. Football season's about to arrive. Lots to talk about. And also, what is this one? Promote Buck with Ben. Yes, it's Let's Buck with Ben. That is a Tampa Bay Buccaneers show. You saw that last night. It was episode 3. As you know, last night the NFL edition took a night off, but they had their show tonight. Unfortunately, I was working, so I wasn't able to get on. But I am on here. But yeah, so I did a Let's Buck with Ben. It is a strictly Tampa Bay Buccaneers show. We talk about the Bucks for all the Bucks fans out there. Yeah, I've been kind of slacking lately with that, and I thought, well, since I had an opening last night, since I was available, I got on there and just wanted to do a show. So to catch up with the Bucks fans and everything, it was pretty good. It was pretty good. Turned out well. I had quite a bit of views on it, so that was pretty good. Let's see here. Facebook comment user. What did he say here? He says, we're going to F some poop up. That is Mr. Blackie Lawless. Blackie, thank you for tuning in, man. How you doing tonight? Long time no see. Northwestern football's coming up. I know your head coach got suspended for a couple weeks there. Fitzgerald for allegedly there was some hazing violations. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Hopefully that doesn't ruin your guys' season. Yeah, so go Northwestern. Christopher Cole, what's your thoughts on the CD3 comments? Well, as I explained last night, Christopher, I think that's nothing wrong with that. The only thing I have that I will say is you got to back it up, because if you don't back it up, you don't play well, then it's gonna come back on you. And so you are putting a little bit of pressure on yourself. You're also giving, the NFL teams you're going to be playing this year some bulletin board, stuff. So, if these guys can play well, I mean, listen, there's nothing wrong with confidence. Nothing wrong, man. Carlton Davis has always been fiery, so that's not a surprise. But like I said, the only thing is just back it up and play well. And if you do that, man, you're gonna f some. Oh no, this is have at it. I can say it. Fuck some shit up. We're gonna fuck shit up. So, yeah, nothing wrong with it. I like it. Blackie says, "Ouch." Yeah, ouch. Not good. Sean Spencer says hazing at Northwestern. Yep. We do some verbal hazing here on Have At It, but nothing compared to the Northwestern fiasco. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, it was a pretty weird story when I heard it, and it's kind of surprising in a way. Pat Fitzgerald's usually a very good coach. Very good. He, always seems to have a grip on the program. And so this is little bit out of left field, if I could use a baseball term. So kind of surprising, but um, yeah, he's not going to be suspended any games. It's just starting the suspension, I believe today. He'll be out for a couple weeks without being paid. So, like I said, we'll see what happens. Will that affect, the football team this fall? Who knows? Hopefully they can get through it. That doesn't become a major distraction. So, yeah. Scott Taylor says, "Where's that creepy old man at?" I don't know. Where's he at? And by the way, aren't you doing a show right now on the other channel? Go do your show, Mr. Taylor. But thank you for stopping by. I appreciate that. Blackie says 12-5 for the Buccaneers. Well, this is a team that it's going to be different. Again, the Tom Brady days are over with, and I mentioned that last night. What's going to be kind of unique is, this is going to be different, but it's kind of, I'm actually kind of excited. I want to see what this team can do without Tom Brady. And I've heard a lot of people say, the outside media, that's going to be bad. This team's not going to be very good. Some fans are already thinking they're tanking for Caleb Williams or Drake May or whatever, but I don't see it. On paper, I don't see it. This team, I think at least defensively, it's going to have a lot of their guys back. Like you said, you got Carlton Davis, Jamel Dean, Vita Vea, Antoine Winfield Jr., Devin White, Levante David. This is not a team that I can see go 3-14 or 2-15. Do I see this team going 12-5? I don't think that good, but I would say 9-8, 10-7 is not impossible. I mean, you look at the division right now, it's going to be pretty much the same as last year. It's not going to be very good. If I'm being honest, I don't think it's going to be that great. Carolina's got Bryce Young. He's a rookie. He's yet to, play an NFL game. Their number one pick. So they're going to be really relying on him to, from the very start, try to turn that franchise around. It's going to take time. In Atlanta, I mean, they got some pieces. Defensively, they got better. They got a great rookie pick in Bijan Robinson, who's, an elite running back. He was in college at Texas. He's certainly going to help that offense. Can take a little pressure off of Desmond Ridder, but is Desmond Ridder your answer at quarterback? I don't know. So far, I've not been impressed. So I don't know about Atlanta or Carolina. New Orleans is interesting. You brought in Derek Carr. That's Derek Carr's been, I would say, kind of an up and down quarterback throughout his NFL career. Had some great moments with the Raiders, and he had a great receiver in Devontae Adams. Now he's going to have, Chris Olave, his top receiver there in New Orleans. I don't know if you're going to have Michael Thomas. Is he going to be as good as he was in the past? I don't know. He's been injured a lot. Kamara's facing a suspension. The offensive line is retooling. That defense is getting older. Cam Jordan's getting older. I don't know. This team, with the Bucks, what do we do at quarterback? We got Baker Mayfield, we got Kyle Trask having a competition. I'm just going to let it out on my Have At It show. Telling you right now that it's going to be Baker Mayfield. I'm sorry. He's getting the job unless he gets hurt. Unless Baker gets hurt, he'll be the week 1 starter in Minnesota. And again, I'm not a Kyle Trask hater. I actually want to see what he can do. But right now, this team is at a point where they want a veteran quarterback playing for the Bucks right now. Now you can say, well, they paid him like only 4 million. Like that's backup quarterback money. Well, first off, you didn't have a lot of money to spend to begin with, so your selection was pretty limited. And listen, Baker Mayfield's coming here to start. I'm not going to act like this is a quarterback competition. I know it is. I know they're saying it is, but realistically, Baker is going to be the guy. Now, unless he starts sucking at it for a few weeks, let's say the Bucks go 1-3, 0-4, because then after 4 weeks is your bye week. Maybe you do go Kyle Trask. I wouldn't be against it because hey, you got to see what he can do. Because at this point, if you're 0-4 or 1-3, you're getting off to a bad start. Now, also, you got to keep in mind how good the division's going to be. Is it going to be still bad to where, let's say, 3 or 4, or like the Bucks are 1-3, but the Falcons are 1-3, and the Saints are 1-3, Panthers are 2-4? You're still in the division, so in a way, you're kind of stuck. You're kind of in an unusual position. If Baker's that bad, now I emphasize the word if he's that bad, and he really shouldn't be if you have so many weapons on this team, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin. But if you are, then you kind of owe it to Kyle Trask to give him a look, because if you're going to suck all year, you might as well put in Trask and then see what you have. And then if it's that bad, if he doesn't show you anything, okay, then you go after another quarterback, draft a quarterback. And you only have Baker for 1 year. He's on a 1-year deal. So it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. But if you ask me right now, Baker Mayfield is starting. What do you guys think? Do you think it's going to be Baker Mayfield? Do you think it's going to be Kyle Trask? I think it's Baker Mayfield. I don't even think this is a real competition. Sure, Kyle Trask can get some playing time, but unless he blows everyone out of the water and Baker just completely collapses, it's Baker's job. He'll be throwing the football for the Bucks in week 1 in Minnesota. So that is my opinion. Okay? My opinion. And I've ignored you guys too much because I've been on and on and on. It's Bears talking as well. Blackie says, we have the defense back. If the O-line can be fixed with healthy wide receivers and get White to play up, we will be all right. Yeah, absolutely, Blackie, because, again, we're going to have a retooled offensive line. We're putting Tristan Wirfs to left tackle. Godecki's going to move into his spot. I believe he's going to move. Yeah. Luke Godecki's going to move into Tristan Wirfs' spot. You're going to have a healthier Ryan Jensen. Cody Mock might be starting. And you got Feeler, free agent from the Rams last year. So we'll see what happens. And then Rachaad White, he's the main man now. This is his job. Let's see what he can do in his second year. Now he's going to have a full season. He's going to get the majority of the carries. Chase Edmonds was brought in, a solid running back, but at this point in his career, probably a backup. So he'll split the reps with White. I would say probably about Rachaad White will probably get about 60% of the carries, and Edmonds probably get about 30%. And you'll see Keyshawn Vaughn, and we'll probably bring in some running backs in training camp to compete for that third running back spot. So, yeah, you're right on the money there, Blackie. We'll see what happens. Christopher Cole says, Brady and Kim K. Get it, old man. Thank you, Chris. I'm glad you brought that up. Apparently, Mrs. Kardashian there, Kim, a little going for some cougar meat there. So good for her. Good for Tom, man. I mean, yeah, the divorce was ugly for him and Gazelle. You're going from a Victoria's Secret model to, Kim. Look, I mean, that nice, but don't get on. Come on. If I'm Tom Brady, I know she's been with a lot of guys. Hell, she's been with Kanye. I mean, ugh. but hey, you know what? If you're Tom Brady, the hell with it, man. You're a single man. Tap it. Let's see. Sean Spencer says Taylor Heineke might be the answer in Atlanta in that division. He's proven he can beat Tampa in that defense. He's been able to beat New Orleans and Carolina. Yeah, I don't know about that. Was it him that did that, or was Atlanta's defense, which was not bad last year, but that might have been what happened. I'm sorry, Taylor Heineke. Okay, I thought you meant Desmond Ritter. No. Taylor, sorry about that, Sean, again. It's the beer talking. Taylor Heineke might be the answer. I don't know why you guys let him go in Washington. I would have kept him, but obviously you guys are enamored with Sam Howell, and I guess you got to see what he has. That's fair, but I don't know, man. I'm not on that Sam Howell train. But Taylor Heineke, I mean, we'll see what he can do. I mean, he's going to compete with Ritter, but if he plays well, then he could be the starter as well. Who knows? Let's see. Does Hot Rod win the kicking job? Rodrigo? It's him or McLaughlin. One of those two guys. They're former Colts, by the way. I don't know. That's going to be a 50-50 for me. I think it's either going to be McLaughlin or Blankenship. But I think one of those two will win the job. I think so. Teresa Baxter, thanks for tuning in tonight. Teresa, I agree Mayfield will start. Yeah, that's my gut feeling too, Teresa. And by the way, I'm sorry. We have a woman in the comments. I was talking about Tom with Kim Kardashian there. Sorry about that. Got women in here, so be a little more mindful of that, Ben. Sean Spencer, what else do you guys have at quarterback? Yeah. Mayfield and Trask. That's pretty much it. I mean, yeah. Be drinking a lot of these this year. I'll tell you that much during Bucks games. Sean Spencer, you might need to look in the free agency to get through this year. We already did. We got Baker. I don't know. I mean, again, Baker has had flashes, and it's no secret. I've made this a non-secret. I'm not a Baker Mayfield fan. I've never been high on him. He's okay at best, but he had a very good team in Cleveland that helped him be a better quarterback than he was. Here in Tampa, I mean, he has no excuses. Look what you got. You got Mike Evans. You got Chris Godwin, Cade Otton, solid tight end. You got a decent, on paper, pretty decent offensive line. Rashad White coming in his second year as running back. Come on. He's got some weapons here. It's the cupboard's not bare for him. He didn't, in fairness, he didn't really have much in Carolina, nor the Rams as well. So here he has a chance to kind of resurrect his career. We'll see how it goes. He is mistake prone. He can turn the ball over. So, that's a big worry. We had that type of quarterback a few years ago. And that was before Mr. Brady walked in the door. So, yep. I think some of the teams in the South will start hot, but it'll be short-lived. That could be. Tampa plays Minnesota opening week. Atlanta and New Orleans play each other opening week, and I don't know who Carolina plays. I have to look at the schedule, but yeah, so right away you already got a division game in week one. So that that says a lot right there. The Bucks won't play a division game till week four, I believe. That's against New Orleans in New Orleans. So um, yeah, we'll see how it goes. Bucks their schedule opens up at Minnesota. That's not going to be easy. Um, Minnesota is going to be a decent team. Then you got to come home. You play the Bears week two. They're up and coming. Justin Fields. They brought in some high price free agents. Tremaine Edmonds, linebacker from Buffalo. They got DJ Moore in that trade, with Carolina for the number one pick. So, the Bears, they're watch out for them. Don't sleep on them. Shout out to Nick Rosario, his Bears, and Delilah Crespo as well. They're huge Bears fans. I'm sure that'll be fun week two. Excuse me. Then week three, we got the Philadelphia Eagles on Monday Night Football. That's tough. That's tough. Then you've got New Orleans week four in the bye week. After that, early bye week for the Bucks. So I mean, it's going to be a tough start for Tampa. A lot's going to. This will tell us, where the Bucks are going to be. This will be the litmus test of if the Bucks are going to be, the trajectory is going up or the trajectory is going down. So, we'll see what happens. It's going to be an interesting year. Like I said, I'm kind of excited about it because it's different. No more Brady. You kind of want to see what this team can do. Post Tom Brady era, post Leonard Fournette. It'll be interesting and be fun to watch. Let's see. Blackie said Mayfield for sure. Yeah, see that. The kid from Syracuse that we got after the draft could get some carries. Yeah, I forget his name. Excuse me for that, Blackie. I should know that, but I will know that next time. Yeah, so he's going to compete probably for maybe the second running back position with Chase Edmonds, and Keyshawn Vaughn. So that should be interesting there. Our defense so far, from what I've heard in training camp, Yaya Diaby's really balled out. So, he's the linebacker that I think a lot of people are excited for. So, yeah, I can't wait to see that play out. Teresa says, "Oh, please, dear God, no Kardashians." Well, the good news, Teresa, is that Tom Brady is not playing for the Bucks anymore, so we don't have that Kardashian Jenner curse that's going to affect the team. So now, if a current Buck is dating a Kardashian or a Jenner, or how many fucking women are in that family, then yeah, okay, I could see that, and it could be crap. But no, we don't have to worry about that because Tom Brady is no longer a Buccaneer, so he can go do whatever he wants. He can, with Kim. So let's see. Sam Howell is being given a chance, and I, for one, am all for it. Now, if you're all for it and you're saying it's not because he went to North Carolina, then you are full of doo-doo, Mr. Sean Spencer. So just want to say that. Shout out to you. No worries, heard worse. Okay. Well, I appreciate it. Thank you for, since Have At It, this is more of a, not a kid show, let's put it that way. So appreciate you being accepting of that. Scott there, have you seen me on the podcast? Yeah, aren't you doing one right now? NFL edition? You, Johnny, Alex, and I know I'm not there this week. Sorry, but you guys started early and I was working, so yeah. Let's see. Christopher Cole, if they both stink, we're doomed. I assume that's Trask and Mayfield. more than likely, just because, again, the quarterback position is vital. Somebody's got to get that ball to Mike Evans and Chris Godwin and Russell Gage. Look, I mean, Mayfield does not have to be great. He just needs to be consistent. Or Kyle Trask, whoever it is. I'm sorry, it's Mayfield, but I'm just saying, just the consistency. That's what we need out of Baker Mayfield. His best year was 2019. That's when they made the playoffs with the Browns. That was the least amount of turnovers he had. He kept the ball clean, didn't turn it over as much. If he can just not turn the ball over, with this offensive line, they can stay healthy. That's vital. Stay fucking healthy. Mayfield's not bad. He could be a good, solid quarterback, game manager, but he just cannot make those mistakes. And hopefully he doesn't. Hopefully he doesn't get greedy and on certain plays, because sometimes he likes to make those big plays. And hopefully Dave Canales, our new offensive coordinator, can, tell him, work with them that, don't try to stretch that play, certain plays. Again, they're gonna emphasize the run game more. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, Chris, if they both aren't very good, then yeah, we could be in a lot of trouble. I agree. Chris Baxter, hate Monday night games. Yeah. Well, yeah. For me, it's not too bad the way the schedule played out, because it's a home game for the Bucks. And then they got to go to New Orleans Sunday. So Tampa to New Orleans is not that bad. It's like a 2-hour flight. So it's not too far, Now, if the Bucks were playing, let's say, the 49ers the next week after the Monday night game, yeah, then you got to go cross country, different time zone. I think that's what we did last year, if I'm not mistaken. I think we had a Monday night game. Yeah, I think so. And then we had to go to San Francisco the next week. So that turned out to be disaster. I think that's when we beat the Rams, or was the Rams or the Saints? One of those two teams on Monday night, where we came back on them. Then we had to go to San Francisco. Then we got our butts whipped the next week. So, yeah, on the bright side, at least we don't have to go far the next week. Just to New Orleans. So 2.5 hour plane ride. So it's not so bad. But yeah, Monday nights could be a toss up. Who knows? The Eagles, they got to go on the road. So, it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. See here. Teresa still won't wish her on Brady. Yeah. Okay. Well, listen, I mean, at this point, I really don't care what Tom Brady does. He's not a Buck anymore. He's not going to bring those distractions. Unfortunately, last year he had the divorce and that, a lot of things going on. He was not the same quarterback, and it did hurt us. Tom Brady does deserve some blame for how the season went for the Bucks. I'm not letting him off the hook. As much as they think he's the greatest of all time, he does not get a pass from this team being bad, because he was a part of it. He did not play his best. So, but we'll see. Look, if he wants to, a Kardashian, that's his business. But I'm not going to be against it. And if there's a porn tape out there, like, just saying, that'd be interesting. Sean Tucker, thank you, Christopher Cole. That's the running back from Syracuse. Thank you, Mr. Cole, for that. Yeah, so he might be competing for that number 2 spot. I've seen some. I'm a Florida State fan. He played in the ACC. He was with Syracuse, so I got to see a couple games. He can run. Got some speed, got some size. So yeah, he can be very effective. Sean Spencer. I'm all for it because I followed him from Carolina, yes, but honestly, go look at him in college. He still is top 3 all time in the ACC for yards and touchdowns. Now he's on a rookie deal with the new OC. Yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean, he could be great. Time will tell. I mean, might as well give him a shot. Nothing wrong with that. Look, the stats are great. But you know who else had great stats in college? Jameis Winston. How'd that turn out? You know, now he's the backup in New Orleans. So now he's backing up Derek Carr. He had the backup Drew Brees. He had the backup Andy Dalton. He had the backup Taysom Hill. I mean, now he's backing up Derek Carr. So, just because he did great in college does not mean it's going to translate into the NFL. So, I'll tell you who didn't have great numbers in college, but did great in the NFL. Tom Brady. So, yeah, I mean, the college stats are really good, Sean, but at the end of the day, it's got to translate. We'll see what happens. Oh, excuse me. Sorry about that. Sean Spencer, I've watched him from his freshman year at UNC. He's a legit quarterback. He's got one of the top 15 best wide receiving cores in the league with a legit run game and a defense that finished in the top 5. Yeah, that's great. Again, no doubt about it. That's good stuff, but you got to translate that onto the NFL game. Just because you had great stats there doesn't mean it's going to work in the NFL. So maybe it will, maybe it won't. We don't know, but hopefully for your case, it does. It does work out for you guys. And it'd be good to see the Commanders, back in the upper echelon of the NFL. They've been kind of down and out, and it's been a real travesty with this franchise. Being, let's face it, pretty much handcuffed by bad ownership. So now you're going to have different ownership group. Hopefully it leads you into the right direction, going forward. So yeah, especially for the Washington Commander fans who have been, there's a lot of great fans there. You yourself, Mr. Spencer, the Hogettes, but it's a great fan base and they do deserve better. So Teresa Baxter, lots of laughs. Thank you. I'm glad I'm entertaining you tonight. Yeah, so, oh man, where are we at? Holy shit. We're an hour and 4 minutes into the show, man. I thought I was going to be on here for maybe 30 minutes at most. But you guys are like, hell no, you're sitting right there. You're gonna drink your beer. You're gonna talk. You're gonna keep us entertained. Well, cool. I'm glad I can entertain you guys. Sean Spencer was a monster at Syracuse. Yes, he was. He was very good. Now, again, that doesn't mean he's going to be a great running back in the NFL. Hopefully that translates into him being a good back for us. We could use a good 1-2 punch, especially with this new offensive scheme we're going to have. Dave Canales had a great scheme in Seattle, used the running back very well. Kenneth Walker III. I forget the other guy, the other running back, but they used him quite a bit there in Seattle as well. So it was a good 1-2 punch. He's a bell cow. He's a solid addition in their backfield. Yeah, I agree. I do agree with that. I can't wait to see him, especially in preseason. I want to see this guy do well, him and Rachaad White. I think it'll be a nice combination if both those guys can contribute, in the run game. Sean Spencer, Jameis was one of the only quarterbacks to throw for 5,000 yards in a season. Yeah, that's right. He had some moments. Jameis wasn't bad. He was a pretty good quarterback, but it's just damn turnovers, man. 30 for 30, Like I always said, he was the only quarterback in NFL history to give both teams a chance to win. So, it was feast or famine, with Mr. Jameis Winston. Jameis isn't horrible. I agree. He isn't horrible. No, just inconsistent. Just was bad with the turnovers. That's what pretty much got him out of Tampa was the turnovers. And you brought in the greatest of all time. I mean, who would you rather have? If you have to think about it more than 1 second, then you are crazy. It's not about number, Ben. It's not. This is number one. It is about numbers. Or are you talking about the NFL? I'm sorry. I'm talking about the situation he's stepping into. I think you're talking about Sam Howell. Again, we'll see. We'll see what he can do, man. What are your faults with him? Are you harping on his draft spot? No. Are you talking about Sam Howell? Nothing. I'm not saying that he's bad. I'm just saying it's not going to, like, his stats aren't going to translate in the NFL. He's got to show it in the NFL. This is his chance, and I think he will. But we got to see. I'm surprised you didn't keep Taylor Heinicke. But you got to go with Howell. You got to see what he can do. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, it's a big step for him. Hopefully he can, for you guys, he can pull it out and do it. So 5,000 yards, does that mean nothing? No, it means it's good. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying it doesn't always translate into the NFL. That's all. Are you picking on me, Sean? You're taking advantage of a guy that's drinking some beer right now. I see what you're doing. You're going to try to sneak in there and pick on me. Johnny Dean. Johnny, what's going on, bud? Hey, Ben. Hey, Johnny. Do you have a good show tonight? I'm sure you guys did. You're talking about NFL top 10 offensive tackles, I think it was. Something like that. Sean Spencer, he had over 2,990 yards for 5 of his years in Tampa. Are you talking about his running yards? Johnny Dean, same. Ben don't like rookies. It's not true at all. Not true at all, Johnny. Johnny Dean, Ben, how hot is it out there? Right now, I think it's in the low 90s. And it's 8:26 p.m. local time. So, yeah, it is 8:26 local time, and it's in the low 90s. Low 90s. Offensive tackles, yep. Okay, good. I'm talking about Jameis Winston's passing yards. Okay. Yeah, look, 5,000 yards. That's great. It's great stuff. He also had 30 interceptions in 2009. Think about that. 5,000 yards. That's great. 33 touchdowns. That's good. That's really good. But he had 30 interceptions. 30. I'm going to say it again. 30 interceptions. That's bad. That is bad, dude. You're not going to win many games throwing 30 interceptions. And I believe this was the last year we played 16 games, right? I believe, right? Or it was the year before. So he averaged nearly 2 interceptions a game, Sean. You can't do that in the NFL, man. That gets you on the bench. Again, that's great. 5,000 yards. Great. 30 was 32 touchdowns. Oh, okay. 30 touchdowns, 32 interceptions. Thank you, Johnny Dean. Hey, there it is. 32. That's 2 interceptions a game. That can't happen, man. I don't care how many yards and touchdowns you throw. You throw 32 interceptions. No, you're not going to succeed. You're just making this team bad. I'm sorry, but that can't happen. And I like Jameis. I was a Jameis fan, but when you do that, you're not going to win many games. And you put your defense in a bad spot, too. And that's the worst thing, man. You had a good defense in Bruce Arians' first year. That defense was really good. I mean, Ndamukong Suh got a touchdown against the Rams off a fumble. Like, that defense can play. Devin White, he had a return for a touchdown off a fumble. But Jameis put this team and that defense in bad spots. So, yeah, great, 5,000 yards, but 32 interceptions. That overshadows it no matter what. That can't happen. And that's why he got out of there. That's why Bruce Arians said, hey, time for a change. I'm not going to get fired over Jameis Winston. Okay. Let's see. Holy fuck, that's too hot. Yeah. Yep, that's Vegas, July weather for you in Vegas, bud. Pathetic. Yeah. Maybe we aren't watching the same game. Well, I don't know how you're watching it, but when you're watching a guy that has moments, but also has bad moments where he had, I believe, like 5 or 6 pick sixes that year, you're just giving away points. That can't happen, man. It just can't happen. Sorry. Let's see here. Dude is a gunslinger, but when Favre throws picks, we all give him the benefit of the doubt. I know he was on your team, so it's more personal, but dude is a gunslinger. Well, listen, Sean, but also Brett Favre was winning games. The Packers were winning. They weren't losing as many games as the Bucs. And Brett Favre's interceptions were usually when he had leads. Jameis Winston, the majority of his interceptions were at the beginning of the game or putting the team behind the 8 ball. Yes, Favre threw a lot of interceptions. No one's denying that. But if you watch his games, usually those were when his team was leading in those games, not when they were behind. So that was another thing. Jameis Winston put us in tough spots early in ball games with his interceptions. So there is a difference. Didn't Peyton throw 30 picks? Yeah. Like his rookie year. Jameis threw 32 interceptions in his 5th year. Time to grow up. Favre was winning with the team around him. Well, yeah, of course they were. It's not just the quarterback, but he had great receivers too. Donald Driver, good offensive line, good defense. Charles Woodson. Yeah, of course. Or was Charles? No, Charles Woodson was later on. Sorry. He had Reggie White. Yeah, they had good defense. good offense. But Favre still made big play. He didn't cost his team as many games as Jameis Winston. Okay? Jameis put us behind the eight ball more often than not. The difference is the team around him. He had a great team, but he didn't always put his team in bad spots. Again, a lot of his interceptions, Brett Favre, if you've watched a lot of his games, they were when teams were leading in that game. Johnny Dean, Sean Spencer, if Jameis was putting your team in a hole consistently, let's see how you would feel then. Our defense was constantly on the field. Whenever they did get a 3 and out or take the ball away, Jameis would hand it right back and put the defense right back on the field. Yeah, that's absolutely correct, Johnny Dean. I mean, he did that all the time. Favre didn't always do that. Yeah, he might have thrown a few interceptions where it hurt the team in moments, but Jameis did this consistently. That was the thing. He didn't have like 4 or 5 interception games. Like Favre didn't throw 3-4 interceptions a game like Jameis did consistently. Sean Spencer, time to grow up, get out of here. Jameis tried to do too much and it worked half the time. He kept the team relevant. Wait, the Bucs were relevant? Are you kidding me? They weren't relevant, Sean. Look, Jameis, the only reason why the Bucs were a little relevant is he was the number 1 overall pick from Florida State. Let me tell you something, man. From 2015 to 2019, the Bucs were not very relevant. I'm sorry, they just weren't. Okay, they were a doormat. They had one winning season. What was it, 9-7 in 2016? Great, good for them. But this team was not relevant. Jameis didn't even make him that relevant. And if you want to say he was relevant, well, relevant in a bad way, not in a very good way. Let's remember too that Jameis got in trouble in 2017. He was suspended 3 games. If you think that's what relevant is, then okay, fine. But it wasn't a good relevant. It was a bad one. So I'm sorry, the team was not very relevant around Jameis Winston. I'm sorry. The Bucs were awful. End of story. And I apologize to Bucs fans, but they were not very good. And we had bad coaching. We had just free agents that were bust. Didn't turn. I mean, my God, we had Deshaun Jackson, for God's sake. How'd that turn out? Jeez. Chris Baker from Washington. Thanks, Sean. Thanks for giving us him. Thanks for giving us the tree humper. Oh, yeah, we're having at it tonight, man. This is good. No, I like this. This is what I like about this show. Have at it. Because we are going to have at it. This is good. This is good. I'm enjoying this. And Sean, in our Off the Rails message board, I put the link in there. So if you want to come on here anytime, let's talk about this. You, Johnny, whatever, let's talk. Because this is good. Part of this is the play calling and the scheme. Oh, it's part of it, but the play callers also don't throw the football. They're the ones that are giving the information to the quarterback, calling the plays for the quarterback. But the quarterback has to make the plays at the end of the day. Yeah, you can blame Leftwich someone. And I do. Leftwich was not a very good offensive coordinator. Dirk Cutter was not a very good offensive coordinator. So, all right. Well, at least somebody showed up.
I didn't even notice the StreamYard link in there, man. I don't I always have off the rails muted so that I don't know or I'll get all the.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. Well, you're here, so Johnny,
Sean,
let's put him
Sean,
in his place.
Sean. There is no friggin' way in hell. Jameis Winston, where's he at? What's he doing? He's playing backup role with the Saints, and they had to go get Derek Carr. He couldn't even break a starting quarterback position there, man, with the Saints. And where's he going to be next year when that coach is fired? He's going to be on the skids, on the road. He's going to be joining Marcus Mariota wherever he is. Jameis Winston, Relics. Come on, dude. Yeah, he's a gunslinger. He's just except he uses a gun with no sights. Has no fucking no can't read a fucking defense. Don't get me started. It's fucking. I already had one rant today.
Oh, yeah. So who parked that damn grocery cart in your parking spot?
I have no fucking clue.
Oh man, this is great. Haha, he tried to keep him relevant. It was more
No,
attention.
Mike Evans kept them relevant. If you want to say anything about who's keeping who relevant, Mike Evans kept them relevant. And Jameis has no Mike Evans anymore. So there ain't nobody belling his ass out.
You know, ironically, Johnny, and I don't know if you agree with me on this, I thought Mike Evans did better with Jameis than Tom Brady did with Evans did with Tom Brady. Is that too far of a reach?
I think Tom Brady did really good the Super Bowl year with Evans, and then he likes his guys, dude. You notice that he always leaned toward the guys he was familiar with,
Right.
Gronk
Yeah.
and those guys and shit. So, and you could see the frustration in Evans last year too, man.
Yeah. I know. I didn't understand. I'm still pissed off at that because like this is one of the best receivers in football. How is he not being used, man? Like,
right.
And
he's only gotten better. He runs routes better now, a lot better than he used to.
Yeah.
And you don't, dude, if you're going to throw up the ball, there's no better person to throw to than Evans. He's going to get the 50-50 balls every fucking time, man.
That's what I was screaming at, Johnny, when we were in the red zone. Hardly ever did he get the ball thrown at it, like up in the air. He'll get it. Just put it up there. He'll get.
He must have said something. I feel like he kind of said something to Brady or something and pissed him off. Who knows? Brady's a diva too. Every quarterback is a fucking diva. All right.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
Well, that's why I'm kind of excited about this year, Johnny. It's different.
Right.
I want to see what this team can do without Brady.
Right.
Maybe it'll be better. Maybe Evans will get more looks.
The scheme can't be no worse.
No, it cannot be. Canales is going to do. He'll automatically make the plays will be better. So
yeah, and you listen to if you listen to the team right now, they're excited. They really are excited. I mean, you got Carlton Davis out there.
Oh yeah,
challenging fucking people. Just wait till we hit you in the mouth. Is what he's saying. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's fine. That's good to see that confidence. I just say back it up. Got to back it up. If you don't do that, then you're gonna.
I think we got defensively. I think we got a team that can back it up. As long as the fucking offense don't keep it. As long as the offense, like with Jameis Winston, don't keep the defense on the field the whole game.
Right. Absolutely. Mayfield can't make mistakes. That's one of the bugaboos of his career.
Got to get that running game working.
Yeah, absolutely. Rashad White, our new guy from Syracuse, Sean Turner, I think his name is. Keyshawn Vaughn, Chase Edmonds. It's going to be a battle for that second spot, but I'm looking forward to it. Let's see. More from Sean here. Haha, tried to keep them relevant. It was more attention than what the rest of the team was doing. Well, okay, but it wasn't good attention. It was bad attention. It was, like I said, he got suspended.
Eating W's when you're on a losing team? Come on, man. Have some more. Fucking Christ.
Oh, my God. Yeah, we all remember that in New Orleans. Yeah. What is this? This is W. Like, come on, man. I mean, that shit. I mean,
You're slobbering on your fingers, dude.
yeah. Imagine how Levante David felt. You know how embarrassed that he had to be, like standing right there, like Mike Evans. Same thing, you know, like Jesus. Christopher Cole says Winston is the reason I don't want to tank because rookie quarterbacks are an unknown. Yeah, I mean that's true, Chris. You know, I've never liked tanking. I hate it. You know, if you're tanking, you know, that's also a cultural thing. Right, Johnny? That's also a culture thing. If you're tanking, losing on purpose, you know, I don't think it gets any better.
That's ownership. That's owners telling somebody to pull somebody out of their game because coaches don't want to lose and lose their jobs or look bad for their next job, and neither do players, dude.
Yeah.
That's all on ownership right there, that tanking grab.
And the Glazers, they've done it once before, so I don't put anything past these guys. So, no, Christopher Cole, I hate it too, man. I just, you know, hopefully ownership can not fall into that trap if the team struggles. You know, and who knows? Again, if we
I gotta say, rookie quarterbacks though, in the last 5 or 6 years, have really been impressive in the NFL. They get their rookie season when they take their licks, but they've started. There's a trend where you can see that the rookie. Look at the AFC, man. The AFC's got all the great quarterbacks now, and it's in the last 5 years of drafting.
Yeah, Mahomes, Trevor Lawrence, Justin Herbert, Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson. That's six. That's six out of a 16-team AFC conference.
Yep.
6 of the 16 teams have quarterbacks drafted. So, yeah, no, I mean, but we don't know how Caleb Williams is going to do in the NFL. We don't know how Drake May is going to do in the NFL. I mean,
well, it's all unknown. That's why it's every given Sunday. Any given Sunday, you have to take chances. And if the NFC don't take chances and keep up, they're going to fall behind the AFC. For real. I mean,
yeah. I mean, who's the top quarterback in the NFC? I would probably have to say Jalen Hurts right now.
Yeah. Jalen Hurts. Aaron Rodgers is gone.
Yeah. Brady's gone. So, yeah, there's really not. I mean, but see, San Francisco
always relied on running game and defense and just matriculating the ball down the field, as the Chiefs' old coach would say. You know?
Yeah. Well, Jared Goff could be a top 4 quarterback in the NFC.
Yeah. Well, he was top 5 last year, so.
Yeah. I mean, look, Baker, if he doesn't make the mistakes, limits them, you know, he could be a top 5.
Baker has the ability to do so if he can just limit his fucking. He played a lot of hero ball. He played a lot of hero ball like Jameis did. You know?
Yeah.
Hero ball will get you kicked out of the fucking league.
Right. Yeah. And, you know, at least he doesn't have Leftwich.
Right.
Yeah. You know, now he's got a decent offensive coordinator. That's, you know, and he's got weapons and a decent offensive line. So there really should be no excuse why Baker can't at least manage the game good, you know. We'll see. But, I mean, you know, time will tell. And I said, you know, earlier, I don't know if you saw earlier, but Trask, I mean, if Bayfield does do bad and we're like to a 1-3 or 0-4 start, I wouldn't be against putting Trask in there. You might as well see what he has.
They say it's really close between the two of them in there. I look at Trask. I remember a lot of fucking players in the NFL that didn't get anywhere in preseason and practice and shit, and then some like Odell Beckham, for one. All right, Odell Beckham wasn't a starter, man, and he went to the Giants and became a starter. Okay, because he didn't his practice. There's a lot of players who play the game well and can't play well in practice because it's in their mind it's just practice, you know.
Hell, Rob Gronkowski.
When the game's on the line, they step up.
Gronk, he never practiced.
Yeah, there you go.
Great. Played when it mattered. Yeah. So, oh man, Johnny, how was the NFL edition tonight? I didn't get I came home late. I didn't get to see it. I wanted to do a show. I just wanted to get everything off my chest because I had a
We
long
waited
week.
around a little bit for you. We finished up around an hour and about an hour 15. We waited
Hey,
another 15 minutes, see if you were going to join, and then we went ahead
yeah,
and
I had already started the show, so and then I saw your message. I was like, oh shit, sorry about that.
yeah, Sean Spencer bailed on us as usual.
Well, Nathan Snell in the comments said you had a glitch. Did you have a glitch on the show or
Not that I
where?
know of. I didn't see us comment.
Oh no. Well, he said that he was trying to watch your show or our show, and it had a glitch. Like he couldn't see it.
Huh.
Was there any issues on that end or?
And that's the first I've heard of it.
Okay. Okay. I was just wondering because he made the
The
comment.
views were up.
I
The
believe,
views were up pretty good for it. So
oh, that's good. That's good. I believe Nathan. I was just saying, sometimes that does happen. Like we get a glitch or two on there. Oh, so you talked about
I was in Nathan's backyard last night, man.
Oh, yes, Baltimore. Ooh,
Yeah.
how's that journey?
Oh God. Uh, tune in for what is my show called?
Oh,
Tales from the Driver's Side. This
yeah.
coming Tuesday or Wednesday. I can't remember what day Sean wanted to do it, but tune in for that. You'll hear all about it. Trust me. Hi, hey Nathan, what's up, man? Hey, bro, I was in your backyard last night, man, and the traffic still sucks.
Man, I hope they get that situated with the Baltimore shooting, and that sucks, man. To
Yeah.
hear shit
Well,
like that.
it's not just Baltimore, man. It's been going Philly,
Philadelphia, yeah,
Baltimore. Oh,
jeez,
who else? Was there a shooting
everywhere.
in Dallas somewhere?
Yeah,
It is, man.
Baltimore. That traffic is something else. Yeah,
It is.
yeah. What do you think, Johnny? Christopher Cole says, I believe that we still trade up and grab one of those top quarterbacks. Do you think Light does something like that? Maybe like,
I would hope. I would like it,
mhm,
but then Ben, I've been a proponent of that, and I think Devin White would be good bait to dangle out there for it. But
yeah,
but I don't know who to go after because in this draft, there's going to be players, quarterbacks right there where we're
yeah,
drafting at. So I'm
yeah.
kind of like I know you guys have heard me talk about Drake May. I mostly do that to get under Sean's skin, but
Oh, really?
Caleb Williams and Drake May, if you watch the tape, man, there's so much dynamic play from them two players, man. That I would
Yeah.
love to see that with the Bucks. I would.
Well, that's the era we're going in.
Yeah.
That's the new kind of football. So yeah, no, I wouldn't be against it either. Christopher Cole.
You might
Yeah.
see Kyle Nathan just said something about Kyle Trask. You might see Kyle Trask in even if Baker's playing because they found out that he's a much more mobile quarterback than people thought he was.
So they can use them for certain plays. Okay, I can see that.
And he's got good size on him too. So
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I mean, maybe I know you hate this word Saints, but they use Taysom Hill.
Yeah.
No, I'm not saying Trask is a Taysom.
He's a hell of a weapon for the Saints too. I think he's their most important weapon actually.
Agreed. Nathan says, got to hold politicians accountable for not doing their job. Absolutely. I mean, that's been the worst. Here in Nevada, it's bad. The school board, it's terrible, dude. Here, no, politicians
aren't interested in it. People. Here's the thing, man. I've been alive for 6 decades, and the only thing that's changed in those 6 decades is technology. The people, it's still the racism is still there. You're all right. I'm not driving down 27 in Florida and seeing black people hanging from trees no more, but that doesn't mean racism's gone. It's still there. It's just as prevalent as it always has been, and you can tell that by the elections. Okay, nothing's really changed. Every decade, there's some other crap going on. In the 60s, you had Vietnam. 60s and 70s, you had Vietnam and Cambodia and all that bullshit. And you had the Martin Luther King and the JFK killing. and it's Reagan attempted assassination, and when Reagan was in office, everything is the same, and it's because of the friggin' government, man. They know that they can play each side against each other, so they don't have to worry about actually doing anything except making rules for this and that, which don't change a fucking thing, man. I've been alive for 6 decades. Nothing's really changed. It's all status quo. Every decade has its ups and downs, people bitching about this, bitching about that, and none of it fucking matters to them. None of it does. The things they worry about is the economy because it goes in their fucking pocket. Okay.
Right. Oh yeah.
Oh,
True words.
that's a tease for my next rant, by the way, which you'll probably drop tomorrow.
Sounds good. I cannot wait. Put it on the Ben Zone. No, truer words have not been spoken, man. That 100%, man. 100%. Good comment, Nathan, by the way. You know, we do want our politicians to do their job, but they don't. You guys have Kyle Trask. Yeah, we do. We do. And again, we don't. I would like to see what this guy can do because you drafted him the second round. You got to see something out of him. Otherwise, you just wasted that pick.
That's an important pick to waste.
Yeah.
That can't happen again with Light, man. You cannot give up a second round pick one time and then another second round pick as a waste pick because that's an important. That pick you could get a linebacker that's going to impact the team. You could get a wide receiver that's going to impact the team. There was a ton of them this year in the draft, and Trask's year in the draft. There was a ton of them available. So you can't. You're out. Boy, you got to tighten the ship up with that second round pick, man. Is it going to be your career backup here till he gets a chance?
Yeah, but you don't want to. He picked him in the second round. You don't want that to be a career backup.
That's what I was saying. Yeah.
Yeah, right. So, no, I mean, listen, Jason Light's done so much better ever since Bruce Arians came along, and so, okay, let's see what he
hit the nail on the head with that last comment. Tom Brady messed us up real bad. Yeah.
Oh, I think he had a lot to do with our downfall.
Yeah, well, they had a playbook written for Kyle Trask last year. They were all ready to install it and all that shit, and then all of a sudden Brady unretires and that gets thrown out the fucking window.
Well, that's because the only way he would come back is if Bruce go bye-bye. So says he go bye-bye, I'll come back. But
don't give me
I don't know.
To me, that's like basketball where fucking the players call the shots. Fuck that.
No, that was the Glazers decision. That was the Glazers decision right there. 100%. They're like, okay, Bruce, why don't you come up here? We'll let Tom do his thing. We got to make some money. We got to fill the stands. Okay, well, and like
I bet they use that.
What's that?
I bet they use that thing where he's slapping the guy in the head against him too. So, come on, we need that shit in football. We need it. Coaches have to hold their teams accountable.
Right. You know what you got when you hired Bruce Arians. Don't go in and say, "Oh, well, we didn't know this was Bruce Arians." Like, come on. Bruce Arians is a fiery,
He's always. One thing Bruce Arians has over Todd Bowles is he holds everybody accountable.
There you go. So he's allowed to have that once in a while. Come on. I mean, and that's another thing with Bowles. This is a make or break year for Todd Bowles, I think. If this team does not do well, I could see him gone. I can see him out of here. They'll retool this team.
All the great coaches have that fire, man. And it's just from Belichick. You've seen Belichick's meltdowns on the sidelines before.
Oh, yeah.
Throwing headsets and shit. The Harbaughs, both of them have their meltdowns. Who else, man? Mike Tomlin definitely has his meltdowns. And he might be one of the greatest coaches of all time. It might be. You don't have to just look at a Super Bowl record. Look at his winning percentage, man.
Yeah. But you see Todd Bowles, nice guy, but he just doesn't command a room.
Right.
He just sort of there. Great defensive coordinator. But he's got to command the room.
I don't either because he did his job. He's not on the hot seat this year, I guarantee, because he got rid of Leftwich. That's a head coach's fucking job. Get rid of the guys who aren't working and put in people who are going to work. That's your job. And if Bowles gets that understanding, he'll be okay.
And I'll answer
But
this
it's like
question
with
for you.
Dungy. Dungy would never get that offensive guy in there, and he let it ride and let it ride and let it ride so long that it people got stagnant with it.
And this is an easy question right here. No, Brandon Staley does not command a room.
No,
I said, man, Sean Payton was right there for the picking. You could have let Staley go.
We all thought that's right where Sean Payton was going to go too.
Oh, Justin Herbert. Oh, you got your next Drew Brees. Maybe better because he's taller. He could better arm. I mean, but no, they're going to give Staley another year. I don't know.
That's the Chargers organization for you, man. Their ownership's always been like that, man.
Oh, the Spanos, yeah, absolutely. Well, see with Bulls though, unless they go 2-15 or 1-16, I could see him gone. But I don't see that. I see a team that hovers around either a 7 or a 8-9 record to a 10-7 record. I see him in that middle ground.
I'm getting there. I'm starting to get a little bit more convinced. The more I hear out of the real locker room, not just the things that are being said on Twitter and shit by the players and stuff. They're all fired up, man. Yeah.
Good. Yeah. No. Because on paper, Johnny, look, our defense looks really good. We still got 6-7 starters from the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Our offense looks good, man. Our offensive line has been beefed up. The only it's like you're downgrading us because you don't know what we got. Actually, I think that the media is downgrading us because of Baker Mayfield.
I mean,
his time with Carolina.
It's kind of fair. I mean, but at the same time, look what he had in Carolina. Nothing.
Yeah.
He had nothing. And he wasn't going to make that team better.
Well, he did have DJ Moore. He had more at the time. So.
But now he's gone. He went to the Bears, which are going to be better. We got to play them week 2. That's not going to be an easy game, No,
none of our games are going to be easy, man. It's a pretty good schedule.
Yeah, I mean, Minnesota opening up. It's not prime time, so
I don't want to hear another fucking. If you like that shit. I don't want to hear that shit.
Oh, I would love more.
He started that shit with us. I would like our defense to take that saying of his and shove it up his ass, man.
Oh, I'm telling you right now. You don't think Devin White? You don't think Levante? Hell, Levante or Vita
Davis?
Kirk Davis? Yeah, get to freaking Kirk Cousins week 1. I mean,
absolutely.
Oh, I'm gonna love the Justin Jefferson, Carlton Davis. Now, this is gonna be a test for Carlton Davis, since he's talking. Your week 1 opponent, Justin Jefferson.
I don't even think he'll be on. Carlton Davis will be on him. They'll probably have Dean on him.
You think they're gonna put Dean on him?
Dean's faster. Dean's faster. Yeah. Davis is more of a ball hawk, but Dean's a cover guy.
But that's what I'm saying with Justin. You got to pressure him up front. You don't want to let him have space. That's why I say I think maybe they'll switch. Maybe they'll have, the nickel come in. Something like that. But I'm really interested in this matchup. This is going to be a fun week 1, dude.
They'll probably play Justin Jefferson like they did Tyreek Hill in the Super Bowl.
Oh yeah,
they'll have Winfield out there lurking, and they changed Winfield's position now, so he can just lurk wherever the fuck he wants to now.
Well, and I think that's more of his natural position anyway. Yeah. He definitely plays better in space. So yeah, I'm excited. And this is a good litmus test for the Bucs week 1. You got Justin Jefferson. Week 2, you got DJ Moore, familiar. He played in Carolina.
That was my drawback when I was, putting the Bucs in like 3rd place in the division because the first 4 or 5 fucking games are so rough. I had a hard time thinking that the Bucs are going to put a new offensive scheme in and be ready that soon for those teams.
Yeah. No, not an NFC threat. Maybe a division threat, but not an NFC threat. I agree with that. There'll be another one and done. They were a one and done last year. I mean, I picked the Giants to win that game in the playoffs because I knew they could beat them. Minnesota always folds under pressure, especially Cousins in those big games.
How many games did they have last year?
Yeah, a lot of them. Marty's in the house. What's up, Ben? How you doing tonight, Marty? Was he on tonight? The NFL edition?
Yeah. We had a great Marty show tonight, man. He didn't even break up that much.
I'll go back and watch it. Yeah. Yeah, like I said, sorry, man. I was working, so I just came home and then I prepped. I said, "What the hell? I'll do my show." And then I saw your message when I was on the air. I was like, shit. Okay, well, we'll be back next Thursday night, so it should be all good. You had a good week in Delaware, so. Oh wait.
Sure.
Yeah, come on, man. I put the link in the Off the Rails message board. I don't know if I should say that in public. It's our private little code message board. But it's out there for people that are the 4 viewers we got right now. So yeah. Go ahead, Marty, jump in, man. Jump in head first, man.
Come in with guns of firing.
Oh, Marty will do that. He's not afraid to.
Well, he's all over Scott now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Every time Scott said something about the Rams tonight, boy, Marty got him.
There he is. Look at that. Marty, how you doing tonight, man?
Talking football and drinking beer.
Oh, that's Marty's tagline.
Yep.
How you
What's up?
What's going on, Marty?
Damn, on 2 shows in one night. Shit.
No shit.
I appreciate you coming on, man. Sorry,
Is this his first appearance on How About It?
I thought he did another
so.
one. He might have did another at the very beginning. He might have been on one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, this is, ladies and gentlemen, this on NFL edition. This is Marty McKnight, another huge Bucks fan. Look at that.
Yeah.
Yes. And he always has a Bud Light in his hand, so, and a cigarette. I mean, that is
Exactly.
if that's not Americana, then I don't know what is.
America.
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 America. So we're talking about the Bucks, Marty. And we talk about a lot of things here on Have At It. Nothing is off limits. So what is on your mind?
With the Buccaneers, I have something we can debate about. Besides the quarterback, literally besides the quarterback, what is the other position that you're most concerned about?
Devin White.
That's a good one because Devin White can't stay off Twitter like Donald Trump and wants to start tweeting and airing out his dirty laundry, which I personally don't like.
That's why I don't expect Devin. I fully expect Devin White to be trade bait in the fucking next draft.
Wow. Okay. You don't think Light and company will throw their money in there? They don't.
They'll franchise tag him and then fucking put him out there and dangle him in front of those motherfuckers at the draft. Okay. If they're smart. I mean, that's what I would do. I can't have somebody stirring up shit in my locker room, and the Bucks don't put up with that shit. You know that?
Yeah. We look at guys like Keyshawn Johnson and stuff. They don't put up with that.
That's true. Well, we'll see what happens. My concern is health. That's what really killed us last year was health.
Yeah.
We had too many injuries. And
yeah, we were having to the offensive line, man. We were going out in the street and just picking people up and fucking put on there, man.
Well, don't forget Marpet retired.
Yeah. So we lost three people and then to the injuries with Jensen gone and Marpet and Kappa out.
Bengals.
Yeah. Free agency. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell, even Donovan Smith got injured, missed a couple games. He's like durable as hell. You know, you could say what you want about Donovan Smith, but he always was reliable. You know.
Even his penalties was very reliable.
That's true. Yeah.
I like Donovan Smith. I'm the old fashioned guy who likes the tackle who can block run and is a very Dotson was one of our only other guys who could ever block the run like that.
Yeah.
But in passing plays, Donovan became very, very serviceable in passing plays. But then when, if your offensive scheme doesn't adjust, then your fucking tackles are going to pay the price.
Yeah, I mean, Byron Leftwich would never adjust. Even at halftime, he wouldn't really adjust on how the flow of the game was going.
As much as I like
especially at halftime.
Well, as much as I liked Bruce Arians, I don't know what he saw in this guy. What did he see in this guy that? What I mean, because he played for him, like in Pittsburgh.
He tries to give his guys a shot. Everybody, all you've seen that. We were looking through Bruce Arians' coaching tree. He's tied at 11 with one the most from Temple coaching tree because of Bruce Arians has 11 fucking coaches in the NFL. That's tied for number one spot.
Was it Keith Armstrong? I think another one of those guys. A lot of them, yeah. Yeah. I know. He gave him a chance, but it just. Leftwich, he doesn't even have a job in the NFL, so it's obvious that nobody's really
right.
The last time
or college,
the last thing about him, he had a college gig, and they turned him down.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh man, what do you see this year, Marty? Realistically, what do you see this Bucks team? Where do you think they're going to be?
7 or 8, 7, maybe 8 wins. Yeah, I mean, it depends on quarterback play.
Is that good enough to win the division again? Because this division's not great, I don't think. I really don't think it's that good.
I think they win the division now. Now, see, remember, I had them at 3rd in the division. Now I've actually moved them up.
I think Carolina's going to be a big improvement this season.
Oh, because of that fucking little short shit quarterback. What rookie quarterbacks do in the fucking league? Nothing.
No, it's just everything.
You got to worry about him. Next year, you have to worry about him.
It's just everything they brought in. I mean, they're going to be improved. I didn't say they're going to win the division. I think they're going to be vastly improved.
I think Bucks fans overlook the fact that we got Cansey and fucking Cody Mock. Those are two big gets right there.
Diaby too. I like the linebacker.
Yep.
I feel like Baker Mayfield has got a fire underneath him this upcoming season because this is his last chance to be proven as he.
I think that fire's been named too. The name of that fire is Carlton Davis.
Yeah, and maybe Lavonte David. But
well, if you've been watching Carlton Davis's Twitter, man, he's fired up about this season. He thinks he's going to be punching people in the mouth.
You want to say about concerns? Shaq Barrett. I'm hoping that because
big return. Oh, and congratulations to them on their next child.
Yeah. I mean, hopefully he'll find some closure in it. You can never replay it. It's unfortunate. I just hope his mind's right. Maybe being on that football field is gonna help him. And you could really use that.
He'll be and we need Joe Tryon to step up.
Oh, I'm good done. I've given up. They've given up on Joe Tryon, or they wouldn't have drafted so many of those ends.
Right, Cansey, they wouldn't, or even Diaby. I see. It's not that he's bad; he just hasn't improved.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
He's kind of stuck in mud. He needs, like John. This is his last year. He really needs to show something. He needs a better move. When he off
he's
the line.
more than one move. This period.
Yeah, he's two. It's one and done. You can defend it.
Swim move or something, man, dude. Something. Quit letting the fucking tackles take you upfield.
Yeah, his only move is speed, and once he gets beaten, he turns into a pancake every play. I mean, it looks like an Eggo waffle.
He just ran up past the quarterback. That's. As a defensive end or a defensive or an edge rusher, you cannot go past the quarterback. Okay, if you get pushed up past the quarterback, your play's dead. It's over. They teach you that in fucking kindergarten, man.
I mean, I agree. Yes, I mean, I notice a lot of times that he will beat the tackle off the ball and run past the quarterback, and then once the tackle catches up to him, it's over.
Well, he's always relied on his speed. This is the NFL, motherfucker. Everybody's fast.
Yeah. And
much
stronger he is.
Yeah, and you got to develop in other areas too, not just the speed. You got to.
I wish JPP would have stayed around at least another year to develop him, help work with him and shit. At least, hey, let's go hire JPP to come in and train him. That would be a good idea. I think JPP would take that job.
Yeah.
Is he retired now, or is he on another team?
I think he's retired.
Okay.
I think free agent actually.
Free agent, yeah.
Well, retired.
Pretty much.
Yeah. I mean, look at Ndamukong Suh. You know how important he was for Via's career?
He was Ndamukong Suh and JPP were the leaders on that fucking defense. They were the vocal leaders, the ones that hold people accountable and shit,
Oh, you remember that time against Atlanta where Gerald McCoy were celebrating and JPP's like, "Are you
The
kidding me?
fuck are you celebrating, man?
Did you see the scoreboard? Yeah, we're down in this game." Like, and we saw what happened. McCoy went bye-bye. So the identity changed. Good player. McCoy was a good player, but he didn't have that killer instinct, that extra, like
We
JPP.
were just talking about McCoy too.
Okay.
And we need Russell Gage. That's another guy that's got to stay healthy and start showing.
I think
something.
Russell Gage. There's a lot of potential there.
There he is. He's just got to stay on the field long enough to actually prove it.
Yeah, that could be our
Spread the
third.
ball around a little bit. That might help. Might help keep him healthy. There's plenty of fucking wide receivers on this team. You can spread the fucking ball around.
Well, I think that's why I think Baker doesn't have excuses to be bad because he's got a good team around him.
Yeah, he does. He probably has the best weapons around that he's ever had since he got drafted by the Browns.
That's right. Yeah, even better than the Browns. Look what they had. They had Landry, Kareem Hunt. They had Odell. But I feel this is a better situation for him. Especially at this stage of his career. Right. So, yeah.
Maybe he could pull Jared Goff and revive his career.
Yeah. I mean, he's done that in Detroit, and look where they're at. I mean, now they have a chance to not only win their division, but do well in the postseason. So that's another team to look out for. We played them in our throwback game. That's week 6. That'll be fun.
Yeah, Detroit's going to be scary this season. If Jared Goff plays like he did last season, they're going to be a scary team. But with Jared Goff, you just don't know which Jared Goff you're getting from year to year.
This is one year. I've always looked forward to play the Detroit Lions. I've always looked forward to it. When we were in the same division, I was like, we get to play the Detroit this week. And shit, yeah, fuck yeah. But and even in the last, even with the Jameis Winston and all the other fucking coaches we've had, when we played Jared Goff, I always just like, that's a win. I'm not Jared Goff, but the Lions. You can't do that no more, man. You can't say that shit no more.
We could do that with Green Bay now because Green Bay's
well, we can't really because we don't know what Jordan Love's going to bring to the game. I mean, Green Bay's been really good about replacing their quarterbacks from Bart Starr all the way through. So
I don't think Jordan Love's the answer. That's just my opinion. I don't think he's the answer.
I don't think nobody thinks so, and that's what makes it scary to me because they do. Yeah, they're the ones that see him every day.
True, Matt LaFleur. Yeah, I mean he is an offensive guru, so we'll see. Maybe I'll be wrong, but I don't. Right now, I don't see it, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. I mean, and everybody, we're at the 2-hour mark. I can't believe I was going to do maybe a 30-minute show. Now it's 2 hours.
Mm-hmm. Jesus Christ! You know what? Your show was longer than the NFL edition tonight.
Was it? Oh shit!
Yeah, we went an hour and 35 minutes.
Wow. Okay, that's amazing. I mean, you had a lot to talk about too. You had the offensive tackle list, all time. You had other stuff going on.
Damn. We didn't really open up to a lot of topics tonight. We just did the tackles, and I think everybody's wore out. And oh, by the way, Alex is working on something really cool right now.
Ooh, cool.
We're going to have something next show. Our next show after the draft, Ben. We're doing the draft first so that you can be on the show and not have to deal with the draft, okay?
Appreciate that. Thank you.
But when you get on the show,
for me, I appreciate that.
we're going to have Jeopardy on the
Real
show.
Jeopardy?
Art. Well, have you seen NSD?
Yes. Real Jeopardy. I mean, no. It'll be perfect. Alex Trebek.
Yeah, Alex. Yeah, Alex is the host. And I've heard some of the fucking questions that are coming up, man. Oh my god.
Oh man, are we gonna have like double Jeopardy, like a double eliminator?
Yeah. Jesus, man.
Oh, I can't wait. Although I got to tell you, Blossom is really killing it on Jeopardy as the new host, man.
She is, man. She is. I love her.
Yes, dude. Big Bang Theory, man. Love her, dude. Yes.
That's on the Celebrity Jeopardy, right? because Ken Jennings is on the other one still.
Oh, okay. So they do. Oh, that's right. That's right. Ken Jennings is the regular one. Jennings is good. I like Ken Jennings. I think he's good. He's good
I'm
at it.
warming up to him. I'm not.
Yeah, he's not horrible. Let's put it that way.
I like Blossom though. That's my favorite one.
Yeah, absolutely. What do you guys think of Ryan Seacrest replacing Pat Sajak? I think it's perfect.
No.
Honestly, how not? Why wouldn't you?
Right.
I mean, look at the people that. Huh?
Has he matured any? Is he not the same arrogant asshole? Is he better?
No, I think he's matured. Yeah. No, I think he has over the years.
Yeah, if he's matured, yeah, give it a shot.
I can't see anybody else doing it. I mean, because come on, the host of Wheel of Fortune, what's his name, Pat Sajak, he's an arrogant asshole too. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Always been that way. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, so
that's one of the reasons I don't like that fucking show too much, man, because of him.
Right.
No.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think Ryan Seacrest will freshen that show up. You know.
I think so too.
Yeah.
But I think Vanna should have got the shot first.
Oh, as the host, you mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Because she's basically she's what made Wheel of Fortune, dude.
True. That's
nobody'd been watching that shit if it hadn't been for Vanna out there.
Oh, Vanna's yeah. She still looks great. Was she like in her 70s? She's still
I don't think she's that old, but
but no, I mean still. Jeez. Well, I think she's staying on with Seacrest, so that's good. You know,
somebody's got to watch the house, right?
Right. Yeah. You know, keep Ryan in. It's better than just don't bring Kelly Ripa into the thing. Keep her away. Oh my God. I mean, Strahan was smart. He got out of there. Like he's like, yeah, goodbye to you. I'm not going to ABC. I'm going to Good Morning America. I like Michael Strahan too. The guy can.
He's okay, but I like what's his name better. The ex wide receiver. What's his name?
Oh, Burleson.
Burleson. Nate was my. Nate's my boy, man.
This morning on CBS. Yeah, he's really good.
I hated it when he left fucking NFL Edition. I mean NFL Network, man. The morning show. GMFB.
Yeah. Right.
I hated it, man, because he was like he brought the fire, man. You know, the other guys, they just and the guys that keep bringing in. Okay, guys, give up.
I know. I mean, you can't replace Nate. I mean, I know you got Peter Schrager and
Peter Schrager's starting to get on my nerves, man. And
Kyle Brandt's always brought it. You know, he's good. I like Kyle.
Yeah, Kyle Brandt. Well, you got a guy from TMZ, soap opera. The soap opera guy, Kyle Brandt. You know, that's he's not even from football. He's from entertainment.
He respects it. He respects the sport enough.
Because he brings the fire. He does. He comes out there with that fucking runs of the week or whatever. That's it. That's he's gonna give himself a fucking heart attack one of these days, though. With that shit.
Yeah. No, that's true. As long as you respect that profession, you'll do good. You know, you'll get a lot of respect and accolades. You know, Brandt is very consistent. So with who he is, he's comfortable with who he is.
ESPN's steady firing people, man.
Yeah, left and right. So bloodbath right now.
On ESPN. Oh, well,
yeah, 2 years ago they had the big bloodbath cutting everybody. Now they're doing it again. I was like, what the fuck, ESPN? Well, maybe you'll get it right one day.
Well, you got to pay for Stephen A. and Pat McAfee's contract, so
yeah. Pat McAfee, come on, man. He has gotten so blown up with himself, man. His ego is, oh my God.
I had a feeling
he fits in with ESPN, though. If you ask me, I mean, that's.
I knew they would pick him up eventually, just because he is so popular. You know, like I knew they were going to go after him, and they did. So, whatever. But we'll see how it goes. He's going to do that show. He's going to do college football game day for ESPN on Saturdays. So.
He does know that he can't do it like he does his podcast, right?
That's what's already going to kill him.
Yeah,
that's what killed Howard Stern.
Yeah,
once he got to, satellite
syndicated and shit. Yeah,
yeah,
Bubba the Love Sponge, same way.
Yeah, they were better when they were underground. You didn't hear about them.
Right. Well, you heard about them, but it was like you got to check this out. You got to check this out.
Right. Yeah. So. I like independent podcasts. You can do whatever you want. You're not controlled by a network. You have the freedom
Exactly.
to say what you want. So
You have the freedom to do what you want, not being controlled by.
I think it was time for McAfee because he ran his course to me with that podcast because his ego was getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and he was eating himself up there, you know.
yeah, and he's got AJ Hawk. He's good. He's
And his
solid.
comedy, man, come on, dude, you came out of the NFL and went to comedy clubs trying to be a comedian, and they booed you off stage.
Yeah. And he did the WWE thing, for a while. He was not bad with that. I think he was good with WWE, but
I think that's where he belonged, actually.
yeah,
I think it's
That's-
good for him and good for his image, and fucking
yeah.
they keep him in check, you know.
But now he's going to be in ESPN. He's going to be obviously censored a little bit because he can't do
Oh
the same
man,
thing.
ESPN, man, they
Woo.
keep the hammer down on your ass at ESPN, dude. Ask
Oh,
Dan
yeah.
Patrick.
Mickey Mouse gonna be watching his ass every time he
Oh,
gets on
Disney. Yep, they own him, so
camera.
it'll be interesting to see how that goes. Well, guys, we've hit the 2-hour mark.
207.
207. Thank you. So
Man.
I want to thank Johnny and Marty, man, you've been on Have At It before, but man, not to this extent. So, guys, thank you so much for being on this show. Everybody, we had at it tonight. It was pretty good. Sean Spencer and I had at it. Got a little tight, which I like. I like it. I like when we get a little personal. We have a little intellectual intercourse there. So, anyway, we're
Don't
going to
say
head
it,
out.
or Scott might be watching the show.
Yeah.
Oh, he's probably passed out right now. Shout out to Scott Taylor. And shout out to all you. Thank you so much for being a part of this show tonight. I appreciate it. I said this is only going to be a half-hour show. Look what happened. We had 4 half hours. So awesome stuff. Guys, we will see you next Friday night. Have a good weekend and take care.